right, hey guys, welcome back to the live stream. It's been a while since we did a video. We are working on my personal van, and in a weird change of circumstances, I was driving on the highway coming back from Raleigh, and a deer ran out and just creamed the side of my van, rolled all the way down it, and so now this van actually has to go and get fixed. However, something to consider is if you do get into an accident or something like that on these Ford Transits or Sprinter, sometimes that involves two things. One, it could be needing to remove the exterior panels, grinding the welds out, taking the shell off, putting a new one on. That's typically how they're repaired. If you can imagine, if you're like a plumber or electrician or something like that, your van is usually bare on the inside, so being able to access the inside of the van is usually not that big of a deal. So you make sure I'm in frame here. Let me back this up just a little bit. But you have access to the inside of your van, and that makes it a lot easier to work on. For my van, I already have a roof rack on top of the van, so I don't want to have to remove the top roof rack, go through the side of the van, grind it down, take the spot welds out, and just really get into the van. The damage is only, and I'll show you guys later when I move the camera, but the damage is only like on this section of the van. So it's above where the panel like is concave, and it's just like a bunch of rolling dents. So the best way, or what I wanted the body shop to do, was actually, go inside, push the dents out, and then just do exterior finish work and repaint it. So we don't have to take off all the weather sealing on the top of the roof. We don't have to undo the spot welds. I don't have to remove the roof rack that I just installed. I installed an ABC rig low roof rack. Anyway, tonight's video is going through and taking apart the interior of this van. I've been planning to do this. I was going to do this in a couple months. I've got a new build that's in the shop, so you guys will see that in a week or so. But during this time, my scheduled for the body shop is Monday the 9th. So I've got now until then to get this left side out of the van. So I'm going to disassemble this, and I'm recording it because I think it'd be cool to show you guys how I built this van. When I built this van, I didn't really do a step-by-step of how I put this van together. This is before I ever had Odyssey Custom Vans, before they ever got started. This is the van that kind of started it all. So nothing's really been touched since I started to build this van. I mean, it's almost been 4 years. But luckily, again, that damage is from here to here. So I'm going to take out this bed. I'm going to take out the interior. But as I take it apart, it might stir your brain and get you some ideas going on how I put this together. If you want to do just a basic DIY build, if you don't have a garage, I built this van, in the driveway. I didn't have a shop or garage or anything like that. So everything was small pieces that could be taken apart, worked inside. Everything was jigsawed. I didn't have a track saw or anything like that. So again, it just might be a cool reference to show you that this type of stuff is possible. And I also have the, let me get the chat going here. So I got the chat going if you guys want to ask any questions, but pretty much this video tonight is just going to be me going through the van and unbuilding the van. And what's fun is, since I didn't know what I was doing when I built this, you might wonder how this layout came to be. So before I started this van building business, during the pandemic. That time I was doing a handyman business, and I needed to store my tools for the business, but at the same time I had a wedding company, and I had a lot of audio equipment, video equipment, and so there was two things happening at the same time. The weddings were kind of going down, and during the pandemic, home renovation and stuff like that, everybody was home, so they were doing a lot of home stuff. So I took the opportunity to end those events and then start this new business during that time, and this van was the kind of transition between the two. So this was actually not created to be a bed platform. It was created to house audio equipment, subwoofers, and speakers down here in the bottom, so that in the event of like an accident, they didn't go flying towards the front of the van. The toolbox that you guys will see in the front, if you've already watched a video on this van, that was to house the tools. Pretty straightforward. The refrigerator was, this was in the middle of the summer when I did this, so I was trying to have some like cold drinks and stuff like that. The sink was to wash my hands, because handyman jobs are kind of dirty, kind of going from job to job. So with all that said, those things actually kind of came together, and that's why this van turned into an RV, and that's how this whole thing got going. So it was all built out of necessity, and then it just happened to be that this platform is the exact size of a full-size mattress. So the bed worked out perfect. The countertop worked out really good. Laying the countertop, it's a Formica countertop, so laying that on top of the tool chest. We'll move the camera here in just a second. The tool chest, and then over here on the left-hand side, I just have a kitchen cabinet from Lowe's that I bought, and I just chopped off the bottom toe kick, and it fits perfect. And then the top ceiling is 1/4-inch cedar, and there is, I had a little sound studio in my basement, and I had rock wool insulation for like the sound deadening material. And so I repurposed that for all the insulation in this van. So you can use rock wool. The Havelock wool is what I would recommend. And if you have the budget, 3M Thinsulate is what I would recommend as kind of the top insulation. I didn't know about those items, so I used the rock wool for the ceiling, which is still okay. I used this silver duct wrap for HVAC ducts, and that's what I used for the sound dampening and a little bit of insulation on the ceiling. And then on the walls here, which I'm not going to remove, but the walls are 4-way stretch fabric. It's a charcoal color. I got it off of Amazon, and that's just spray adhesive and just contoured on. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Again, if you have any questions, put those in the chat. I know it's been a minute since we've done a video, but tonight is just going to be disassembling, and hopefully I can disassemble this pretty swiftly. So, and this whole entire van is was built out of 2x4s essentially, where the bed platform is. Maybe 1x2s, 1x1s, that sort of thing. Try to find my drill. And I'd say 90% of the van was built from parts from Lowe's and Home Depot. So all this carpeting is all from Lowe's. It's just it's kind of the carpeting that they use on bass boats. You might be familiar with it. Just like an outdoor carpet, essentially. And then the goal when I get back to it is to just do a much simpler reinstall of this van. So Rec Pro has a flip out, it's a bench and bed system. Very basic, very practical. So we'll be using that. Then just doing like a normal floor. Yeah, but I think if I just take the bed out, if I take the bed, countertop, kitchen cabinet, fridge, and toolbox out, the body shop should be able to get to everything else. And I guess technically if you play this video in reverse, you can see the van get built. But yeah, we're gonna take all that out. If you guys are just now joining us, this is my personal van, and I had a deer whack me on the left side, driver's side of the van, and it just put a crazy dent all the way across from the driver's door all the way to the back of the van, and that is getting repaired starting Monday. But unfortunately, I'm having to remove the interior. And again, like I said earlier, I had planned to do that earlier during this process. I planned to redo my van's interior after this current customer that I have. However, the deer got me before I could get there, so this is kind of what we're doing right now. And also, the current customer that I have, they accidentally hit or nicked like a street sign and put like a gash on their new van. And it's just coincidence, but I took this to the body shop to get an estimate, and they said, hey, we're going to have to get to the interior van to actually get it fixed. So I advised my current customer, I said, hey, before we start to put your interior in, let's go ahead and get your van fixed body-wise in case they have to take care of it. That way you're not messing up your brand new van interior. That way when your van build's done, you don't have to worry about anything. You get a nice van, it's ready to go. You don't have to, after I build it, take it to somewhere and get it fixed. You can just be ready when we're done building it. So that was the advice that I gave them, and so we're working on that. So while we're working on that, I'm going to work on this. But like I said earlier, this will give you guys an idea of how I put this whole van together. The chat's open if you guys want to ask questions. Now, I'm ripping off this carpet because I have screws that are under the carpet that are holding this wood down, so I'll have to get access to them. And I didn't plan on taking this apart, obviously, so I think I must have put a million different staples in here. So I may need to change up how I'm dismantling this thing. Okay, with those brackets taken off, hopefully I can just rip this 2x4 thing off. I think that'd be cool. But it's possible that I also drilled this into place. See if we can get the crowbar out. Yeah, nothing in this van is going back the way it's coming out. Okay. So basically this was just a thing to hold in equipment actually. This was not actually meant for a bed. I was saying earlier that I used to carry speakers, subwoofers and stuff, doing wedding audio. Before I did the van business. Okay, so that is this piece. I've got a million staples in here. So over here on the right, we've got a Amazon diesel heater. This is just the water tank, the diesel tank. And we have this really nice custom cover. But it looks like we're gonna have to take that out. We might put it back in. I just need to get this carpet off of here. Yeah, believe it or not, this is just staples, just staple regular staples. I can leverage this to pull that out. Yeah. Now we're getting to the floor pieces, and you can actually we'll start exposing the bed platform. And you can definitely do it this way if you wanted to build a bed platform. It's been really good. Question is if okay, did not glue it. Good, very good. This stuff is probably terrible to breathe. It's just 4 years of sand, dirt, all kinds of stuff. Okay. One panel I'm very proud of is this one. It was the first contoured panel that I did. And as far as getting this piece right here, and what's nice is taught me how to do like a styrofoam template. It's like, and you know, it was very satisfying because like if you do it really neat, you can see it's almost seamless. I made all these panels removable so I could have access to all the wiring. I had a lot of plans with this layout before this happened. So let's see, what are we snagging? Oh yeah, okay. So looks like, so obviously I don't do this on my customers' vans so I can sleep at night, but on my personal van, as you can see here, I kind of cheated and I bolted this afterthought shelf up here. I bolted it to this removable board, so wouldn't suggest doing that. So let's go ahead and take this shelf out. All right, so this is pretty cool. Very minimal shelf. Slam latches. We'll just take a look at it really quick. So we can also, I can teach you guys some stuff as I'm dismantling my van. So right here, this is a super light shelf. And I put paper towels, toilet paper, stuff like that, just light items in here. And what I did is just a simple frame. So we got, these were future light holes that I obviously didn't finish. But we got some 90-degree brackets, wooden frame. Here's that foam duct insulation stuff that I used. And then up here in the front, I upholstered a thing with some slam latches and a big piano hinge. So you got this big piano hinge, these slam latches, and so this is the first time I ever did that. What's weird about a low roof Ford Transit is there's this curve of the ceiling that you have to match. It kind of moves down, and so you have to make use of that, be aware of that. But yeah, this is this is very light, and this is like a little shelf that I use. So okay, so as we move in, now we can take off this panel. Yep, I missed one screw. So now this panel just kind of is going to come backwards and lean out. We'll do a little talk. We'll talk about this panel. So this one, again, is that one that I was very proud of. Look at this really nice, perfectly contoured corner. Fits up there nice and neat. They don't make this anymore. You can kind of find it, but this is a smoke alarm that expired in 2019. Well, oh wait, I guess 2019 is, that must have been when I bought it. Yeah, so 2019 is when I bought that. So this, I just liked it because it was nice and minimal. Smoke alarm looks pretty cool. Nova hates, all dogs hate the beep. So that panel was wrapped. So now we're getting into more of the, let's move the camera in as we get in closer. The bed platform, that's pretty self-explanatory, but this will allow you guys to see much more of the van. Give me a little bit of working room. So you can see we've got the kitchen galley over there. I'll reposition the camera a little bit. Yeah, so the kitchen galley, we got that four-way stretch carpet that is glued to the side of the van. But now, as I hit that, after I just fixed that, that's still fine, that's okay. All right, so this, you hop in here. This is the countertop. I didn't even have to cut it. It's exactly 6 feet from the driver's side all the way to here. Something that's really cool, as you can see from my faucet, this is before I was getting into installing water pumps or anything. This is a plastic diesel heater vent adapter. Happens to fit perfectly on this water jug, like office water jug, battery powered pump. And then all you do, you just have this line right here, and this goes into your water source, and then you've got a water faucet. That was really cool. This is a simple IKEA sink. Then we've got these soft close hinges here. I hate to take all this off because it took me forever to get this thing dialed in, but we're not using it anymore, so it's gotta go. So my goal with this, what I was going to do here is there's a bunch of stickers, and I was going to have all my electrical my heater switch, my battery monitor, fan speed control, inverter remote. It's going to have a little panel here, so when I open this, it was going to be all hidden. I could use all my controls and then I could close it. So that was the idea behind this. I'm much more practical now. I used to try to do a bunch of fancy things. And now I'm more for reliability, practicality. If you do want something custom done, this current van customer, we're doing some exterior cameras and some rooftop lighting and stuff like that. So it's not that we can't do it. It's we want the stuff that we want the power system to work really reliably. We want, you know, solar, all that stuff. So all this fancy stuff you can do later. Fan speed controls. So I gotta be careful. I've got all these wirings. I'm gonna reuse my diesel heater and all this other stuff, so I don't wanna tear it up too much. I've got a flip up table. So this flip up table has to come off. It's just a big old puzzle. It's gotta come. Because this table is on this panel right here, and this panel hides all the electrical wire runs. And this flip-up table, I'll show you. Gosh, the shop is so dry this time of year. My mouth is so dry. Okay, what I was trying to say is I'll show you this when I move the camera. I'll show you the interior. All right, so a little show and tell here. Here's that soft close. It's got like a little, this is more for a towel hanging rack, but I use it as a bar to open the door. It matched the opening for the toolboxes. And then I just matched it here with this, this panel. So you can see this is just a spray painted panel, kitchen cabinet panel. Yeah, Rod, the external camera system, it's just really basic. My customer has actually already installed it temporarily. It's literally, you know, double-sided tape, that thing. He just did that to get it tested out. It's just a very basic, you know, Amazon video monitor with 4 cameras. But it's just used to be safer when driving. You know, not everybody needs to be truck drivers when they get their van built. So, you know, it's hard to see around the van. And again, it's not just hard to see, but the van's different when you put a lot of money into it. So, so let me back the camera up. So this is a IKEA cabinet door, a stainless cabinet door with, you can see the back of this is, I found this in the IKEA discount area section. And then I repurposed it with these mounts to make it a table. So that's pretty cool. how can I get the camera? Just trying to figure out how to actually tackle this whole thing. Let's push the camera in. We'll stay up here. Let's get the fridge out. So the fridge, same thing. This is a removable panel. I know it's a no-no, but I used I used drywall screws for this whole thing. So this, you can see, again, custom fit to come out. Gotta figure out how did I take this out. I need to be careful because I want to repurpose the ceiling. All right, let's see what I'm doing here. Okay, I think this back panel has to come out next. All right, let's do that. All right, I'm gonna put you guys on hold just for 1 second. All right, we're back. So I've got a USB outlet right here. Let me zoom in just a little bit. You guys can see that. Hold on. This camera's gonna go crazy for a second. There we go. So this is the only outlet that I had. The only thing that I wanted to run up here was a espresso machine. So I had an outlet for that, and then I had 2 USB outlets. These 2 USB outlets were not 12, I mean they are 12 volt, but to have them run, they had to be ran, the inverter had to be on for that to happen. Which, for safety, even though my battery is dead, I'm gonna shut the power off. And another no-no is I used Romex. So always use marine wiring. Do not use Romex in a van. It's a big no-no. If you guys don't know, Romex is the solid copper wire that's used for houses. I'm not saying it won't work, it's just not safe because technically the vibrations of the van and the road can weaken the copper and it can break, and then you don't know where it breaks at. Creates a short and bad things happen after that, so don't do that. This whole panel, I'm bolting it directly to the Ford factory mounting points inside the van. So all Ford Transits have these threaded, pre-threaded places in the van. So you can repurpose them. Okay, so I did that. Let's see, how else did I have this? Let's pull this wire out. That's the max fan. Okay. I think this was just literally sitting on that panel. So I'm actually quite impressed looking back at how I did this. Look at that. So this is the panel. Okay. So I did here, this is a Ford, this is they call it a interior protection panel system. Very floppy, but it's plastic. You can add stuff to it. So that's how I did that. Next, now we can take this off. So you see I got clever, and I put like a little bracket foot here. And that kept that panel that I just took off from, falling all the way off. Next, what you'll see is I've got the refrigerator, which is bolted to this 2x2 and literally just held on with two screws. And then the back of it, it's just plugged in with an extension cord. The extension cord goes to the back of the inverter. And so this one is hardwired into the inverter. This one is plugged into the inverter. Again, very simple, just super basic. Got some sheet metal screws. I mean, not sheet metal, these are actually gutter screws. So gutter screws are really nice because they're very short and they won't poke through the fridge. Got to be very careful with these fridges nowadays because the coils aren't on the back. They integrate the coils on the sides of this. So when you are screwing in, technically you can possibly pierce the refrigerant lines, which is kind of dumb that way they designed that. I don't know. Apparently it was more, I don't know if it was more efficient. It just, I don't know, that's what they did. But just like a microwave or a fridge, if you're trying to bolt it into a van, just be careful because it's not really meant to be pierced. Okay, so that is this. So now we can take this fridge out. This is Insignia fridge. I bought it at Best Buy. It was $99, 100 bucks. I carpeted the front of it. That's where I hold all my patches for all the events that I go to. So rod, yes, I will replace the Romex with marine grade wiring. I do everything by the book now, so anything you see in this van, I've never done with my customer vans, so. Okay. All right, so next, let's see here. So you guys can see, well, I'll probably have to take the countertop out to get the rest of the wire out. So let's continue. I'm mounting the So these are just L brackets. Okay, looks good. Now, just like a regular kitchen sink, these are held in with countertop little plastic 4 brackets. Okay. And then underneath the toolbox, this is where, all right, I think this is a good time to move the camera. See if I can get a, no, Nova, you're fine, you're fine. All right, hold on, let me redo this camera here. Okay, so this is just simple toolbox and kitchen cabinet from Lowe's. I mean, couldn't get any simpler, just super simple. So now what we gotta do is lay down here. And I bolted, actually, no, that's not what I did. What did I do here? Okay, how do I get this thing out of here? Oh, okay. So I think I just pull it out. That's funny. That was hilarious. All right. All right, toolbox. So the toolbox is just held in by 3, take that back, 2, the same bolts that go into the Ford factory what you call it, the unibody, pre-threaded bolts. So even when I built this first van, I'm always worried about, you know, you just always got to consider being in a car accident. You really need to make sure if you're doing your own DIY, you got to make sure that all this stuff is not going to move. In my particular case, I had this whole thing full of tools at one time. So who knows how many hundreds of pounds that was. There's one. And yes, I have better tools than a crescent wrench. I only got 4 bolts. I'm kind of lazy tonight. I was going to repurpose this toolbox, but I got lazy and I threw all the drawers out. Because before this deer hit me, I was going to keep the toolbox in this kitchen cabinet in here. I was going to do a face frame on it and put brand new drawers and drill all these drawer slides out. And not undo everything I'm doing right now, but some things changed. So, all right, next we've got these. You can't see this, but there's these bolts, this partition wall that I built. That's the next thing to go. So there's like these little screws. And these little screws, they're like pretty much like a drywall anchor almost, and they're just to hold this partition panel in place. I think, see here. Okay, down here at the bottom, I've got a piece of trim just to clean things up. I don't know what else is. don't know what else could be holding this to the van. Oh, there's two more. Okay, we're gonna get a small screwdriver for that. Oh, so rod, I'm not gonna, as soon as my van gets fixed, I'm taking everything out, so it'll be fully gutted. We're gonna put this nice clean floor in. One thing I wanted to do was be able to load one of my smaller motorcycles into the back of the van. So I wanted to do that. I have to get a stubby wrench for that one. Stubby wrench. Okay, let's see here. So now we've got some live electrical that we got to be aware of. Okay, now we're disconnected. So let's get the crowbar. Yeah, one thing, if you get electrical bike or like an e-bike, depending on how heavy it is, you might want to think about how you're going to get it in and out of the van. I'm going to get this, it's a motorcycle ramp. It's pretty long, but the length, it'll help you with you know, making it easier to get into the van, give you some leverage. So right now I'm just picking up this piece of trim. I don't know if the technical term is shoe molding. I think that's what it's called. I didn't want to crack that because now I can't grab it. Oh well. Okay, this thing should just come out, technically. I also put a floor down, like a stick-on vinyl. It was terrible. So there's a 1/2 inch foam, 1/2 inch plywood, vinyl. Then the vinyl was removed, and then another layer of 1/2 inch, and then another layer of this 1/4 inch. So I'm trying to get this out of here, but what's holding it is actually the bottom of the floor. So I got to lift it up and take it out. I can do that. The old floor is still in there. That's ridiculous. Watch out, Noah. It's like going down memory lane. Memory lane. Okay, so I gotta be careful with that panel. That panel has live power coming from the engine battery, but I should be able to just take this out. I guess in hindsight, I probably should have kept this toolbox, but I threw the drawers out. Well, the top drawer is broken, so, and all the drawer, some of the drawers, the locking pieces were broken. Let's see, I need a dolly. Where is the dolly? There we go. Okay, here's that. All right, guys, look at it. That is, we're getting to the inside of the van. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. Not that angle. Good Lord. Hold on. I'll get back to the van. There we go. So these panels back here, they're just upholstered paint protection panels. I mean, interior protection panels. I forgot what they're called. Something like that. And they just have these clips on them. So it looks like this top one. Let's see. All right, now I got to see how this this kitchen cabinet. How did I do this? I think it's just bolted to the back. Okay. So I've got all these little small panels, just like these little finishing panels. They go around this back side over here. I did put some seat belts back in here. See if I got the right drill bit. Seatbelt. Okay, so I had to do all that because I got to get to this back panel. Okay, so it would be really cool for you guys to see this. This is a cool part of the van build. So hold on. I'll get you in the van. So over here on the left, hold on, the camera's, I think I disconnected the camera, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Is it possible I broke the camera? It's possible. Hold on, guys. I think the webcam might have been broken. All right, hold on. I'm restarting the camera. Give me 1 second. Well, here we go. Okay, I don't think I fully broke the camera. I think the camera is coming back. All right, I didn't break it. It fell over and ripped the cable out, but apparently it is still working right now, so. Okay, this is the cool part. This is what I wanted to show you. This is, on the left-hand side, we've got the power system, battery, inverter, all that good stuff. The center panel behind that is where we've got all the wires going from the left side to the right side. It's kind of backwards from what I do nowadays. I do everything on the driver's side, and that's just to, it just makes more sense. You get the power coming from power coming from the under the driver's seat where the batteries are. Over here we've got a vent port, and then we've got a carbon monoxide detector. That this thing has lasted 2020, so it's still working. Don't know if I put screws in the bottom or not. I can't remember. Okay, how did I do this? I don't want to screw here. So this would be like an access panel you'd have to do cable management, stuff like that. And so you see the wires, they go from left to right. Just nice and neat going through there. But now we need to, okay, so this, you see how this is reinforced? This was going to be a door, either to access like a portable toilet or something like that in the future. So I just kind of defined that area, but we're not going to be doing that anymore. So first thing we're going to do is disconnect the heater, diesel heater controller. So let's get that out of here. We've got the Renogy. Okay. The crappy part about this is battery monitor, it can be unplugged. The other stuff cannot. Okay, so this guy right here, this is the problem. Let's see. Is there some way? Okay, that's not bad. I got it. I was about to be worried about that. Okay, good. That was, yeah, because this thing, it's only one run for this whole entire cable. And I shouldn't be piling it up on the bed here because I've just got to take it right back out. So this cabinet that I'm taking it right now, this had the water tanks. So fresh and gray water tank housed in here. So there's some extra reinforcement clamps. I even have a clothes hanger. So what else is holding this in here? Maybe one more screw. Nope. So I think this is just the van. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty neat. What can you guys see here? So inside here, I have this post, and I had some shirts that shirts and jackets. So the sink was right here, and there's this little nook where I could put some clothes. So I had the two water tanks, the sink, and then this is post. You could hold some shirts and clothes and stuff like that. So now you've got this section over here on the right side. And this is interior panels. So this was the original Ford that I had. This stuff, this vinyl, stick-on vinyl is terrible. So I never get that. It looked really cool when I first put it in, but then it expanded and contracted, and it just looked terrible after the fact. All right, so now we have these little Ford clips here. I may be repurposing this, so I'm not going to try to destroy this. And I might not be able to take this out completely because I need to disconnect the power from the driver's seat, which is live right now. I might do that tomorrow. Okay, I still got clips in there, so I was hoping I could show you guys where this dent is, but might not be able to do that tonight. Yeah, so tomorrow what I'll do is we'll get the bed taken out and get these panels out. So the bed, this wall over here, partition behind the driver's seat, and these 3 panels, that's all I got to take out, and they should be able to access to work on everything, get the van fixed, and then we'll get it back and I guess do the next part of this build. All right, guys, that is it for tonight. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, put those in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Share this video if anybody's working on their own DIY van conversion. Need some helps. Yeah, it's late. There's a new van course on vanbuilderhq.com. You guys should check it out. There's a link in the description below to check out the van build course. If you guys are looking for some free help, I have a DIY van build cheat sheet. It's the last 3 years of all my van purchases from Amazon, and it's just a quick way to get started. Put your email address in there. I'll send it right to your inbox, and it's just a quick way to look at some products when you're getting into the van building DIY world. You can actually see some stuff that I've purchased in my account, and hopefully that will help you out. But if you're looking for a more comprehensive course on or information on how to do a van build, you can check out my DIY van building course, the DIY van building blueprint. It's available today. Check it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll get the rest of this van cleaned up and ready for the body shop to do their fixes, and then we'll get the next van in here as well. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.